Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tech Tip Tuesday. Today we're going to mount a quasi-speed wing, front wing, on the front of a rubber tire sprint car. And we're going to use the blank wing mount to do it. And I'll also show you how to use the stock one as well. So let's get started. So today we're using the quasi-speed front wing and the blank front wing mounts. We're going to get started, open up stuff, pull it out of the bag. Use his wing mount so I'll cut these open. I'm going to use black ones, so hopefully it'll help kind of show a little bit of difference here so you guys can see the color difference in it. Got front wing, just molded it, and a lot of questions for people, kind of like how you cut this out, how you mount it. So I'm going to draw on it like I did on the body kit and all the other previous videos so you guys can see how you cut it out, where the cut lines are at. The cut lines on these are really defined just like the body, so it's fairly easy to figure out where they're at. So, see there, got all the cut lines drawn out where you're going to cut. It helps if you use a Sharpie, you know, especially if you've not cut one out before. That way you see where you're cutting and you know where you're cutting at instead of trying to just cut off the cut lines. So go ahead and start cutting this thing apart. Okay, onto the center section of the front wing. It's a little bit more involved. All right, we got to cut out. Now this is the high downforce one. It's not the regular one. So it does have a big dish to it. I don't know if you can see that in the photo. So what we'll do is this is the stock front wing mount, which I'm not going to use it to mount it, but I'm going to show you how to bend it, show you how to install it. So it's these little bend marks right here, right here, right here, right here, and right here. So as it's laying right here, that's how it needs to be put on the car. So it goes like that. So you're going to fold these tabs, which you can do it on the edge of a table, or you can freehand it like I'm getting ready to do right here. Now I recommend, if you've never done it before, do it on the edge of the table. You can see how it folds on there, just like that. Same thing with this. So she looks like that when you're done. Fold on the tabs, just like that. Now, I have seen, been doing this 30 years, I've seen people fold these backwards and they're on the car the wrong way. Goes this way. Adjustment holes always go to the back. So you can tilt the wing, move the wing. All right. And you simply would bolt this on the car. Right here. Use this hole right here, this hole back here. Just like that. So you see how that attaches on there? That's how it should look. So, okay. So we'll move on. The bland ones are a little bit different. As in this model here, show you the model. they attach like this. They look like this. Now, if you use this on the smaller wing, like the foam tire wing, you have to cut these off because these are made for the bigger wing. And I'll show you how this all goes together and how I do it. So, start by bolting the wing mount onto the car. So just like the stock one, this one is adjustable right here. The back side, you can see it right there, it's slotted. Now what a lot of guys do, you see how flexible that is. That's why we use them. What a lot of guys will do with the GFRP cars is they'll cut this off right here. Cut that section off right there. I don't do that because it can get caught. I mean, it can get caught and snagged and break it, but there's a lot of guys out there that do that, run these on a GFRP car. Repeat the process on this side. Hopefully the black's showing up good so you guys can see it. There. So we got the wing mounts on there. Can see how they're sitting on there. Next step, pull the screws out of the top of the mount. So those out. Take this thing, front edge, right here, front edge, rounded edge, square edge on the back of the wing. I've seen these mounted backwards as well. Seems crazy, it happens. That's why we're doing this. What I do is I set it on here. Now you can control with this, you can control how it's mounted. You can see if you want it more angle, you can want it more like this. So we're gonna mount this, and I'm using this wing, like this is not a wing that I will run on this car. I'll run a flat wing on the front, doing this for an instructional purpose only. So usually on a high bike car, you run a flat wing on the front and a flat wing on the top. That's what I'm gonna do. This is more for a rubber tire, like assault or something like that. That's why we're doing this. You can see the concave more. It's just easier for an instructional video to show how this is mounted. So what I do is set it, wherever you want it at. If you want more tilt to it, if you want less tilt to it, wherever you want it, you still have your adjustment here. So you got to kind of think about that too. So the nice part about this is where your screws go, that's where your boards are going to go. So it's all in one how this works. So sitting there, looking pretty good, looks pretty straight. I usually try to get it centered in there. That's how I do it. Everybody can see that, hopefully. Then you come over here and you mark where you're going to drill. There, right there. One side. So now that you got that on there, just loosely put those on there. Just all that's doing is holding it in place. So you can make sure you get it straight, get it where it's got to go, sitting good, and come over. Make sure it's not tilted or it's got weird things going on. Pull it back loose, do the same thing. So, got our holes drilled in this thing. Looking pretty good. Just set it back on there. So we got our front holes all drilled for our wing mounts. I'm going to talk about the boards here and what the direction they go. So you always want on the board, the lip, you always want that out so it catches air. So as the car is going through the corner, it's just catching air. If you have it flipped the wrong way, you might as well not even have that on there. You might as well just cut it off flat. Whole purpose of this is to catch air and push air onto the side of the wing. So what I normally do on the right side of the car, which is this side, right here, you want this board down low. And you want this board with the bends flipped that way. You want it up as high as you can get it. So you're trapping air, as much air as you can with these. So that's what makes the wing work. If you have it flipped like this, it's not doing anything. It's got to be like this. Same thing with the top wing. So what I'll do is I'll mark these. And you can get it on there. You can hold it up here. You can do it a bunch of different ways. You want to put it at an angle, however you want to do it. It's kind of your preference. I usually try to get them fairly straight. And then we're going to mark the holes here on this side. Just like that. Nothing fancy. Trim that flat so I can get this board up a little bit higher. With the Blanton wing mount, you can take quite a bit off. And you don't want to tighten these up too tight until you get the other side on. There might be some more trimming required with it just because it's down a little bit lower. No, that's going to clear the shock. So get it right. Get it right. Don't have it flipped around. And you just go ahead and kind of snug these up. You don't want to like over tighten, you just want to barely tighten them up. Just gently do it. Here's the finished product. That's how it should look. To get this side up higher, you have to recess this. This thing's pretty much sitting about even. You can try to run this one down lower, like I said, to get more air over here. But yeah, it's about not too much to it. And like with these wing mounts, it moves around a lot. See here. So just absorbs a lot more of the impact than having the solid mount on there. It's pretty much a solid impact. There's no flex there. So hopefully that's helped you guys out on how to mount the wing. Make sure you get your boards on correctly. That's the big part, trap air. And all this stuff's available at gofasthobbies.com. Thanks for tuning in. Check us out on the next Tech Tip Tuesday.